Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching Access Hockey MI. So, if you have not seen any news outlet anywhere and you don't know that Steve Yzerman is the new general manager of the Red Wings, I don't know what you've been doing with your time.
They're probably on the moon.
Yeah, who knows? But he's our new general manager, so let's just for a minute because it's necessary. That's really all the introduction I have. Why don't you guys? We're going to talk about who Steve Yzerman is. If you don't have any idea of his background, we're just going to let you know what that is and kind of why this is amazing for Detroit hockey.
That's kind of a foreign concept of someone not knowing who he is.
I know.
But
we're trying.
In case you don't know, we're not mocking you or anything.
No, for sure.
Okay, so he was drafted 1983. That's a few years ago. I'm not going to do the math, but it's a lot of years. He became the youngest captain for the Red Wings in 1986. I think he was drafted at that time. He was like 19. So when he became captain, he was in his early 20s. And from that point, he amassed like 1,514 total games, which is incredible. Over 1,700 points in the regular season, not including playoffs. Mm-hmm. Playoffs, he's got over 180 points and 3 Stanley Cups and a Lady Byng trophy and a Selke trophy. I mean, the guy, he's got hardware.
It's amazing. So he is the longest standing captain or longest serving captain in NHL history. So that's 86 to 06. So he played with the Detroit Red Wings for his entire career, which in itself is a resume for being a part of the organization and why Red Wings fans from old to young are so excited about this.
It's our captain.
He is the one who's known as the captain. You say the captain, you're a Red Wings fan, you're either talking about Steve Yzerman or, you know, in more recent years, Henrik Zetterberg, who recently stepped down as well. Yeah. But 3 Stanley Cups, that's huge. He knows how to win. And if you see any of the games he played, we're big into watching old hockey games, and we grew up in the eras of the Red Wings winning Stanley Cups. You see his grit, you see his hard effort, and that's something that I think he's carrying into this position.
It translates into his office jobs because after Detroit, he spent some time as vice president roles, GM roles of Canadian national teams. So he dabbled a little bit before actually even taking over in Tampa. And in Tampa, I mean, it took a couple of seasons, but in the 8 seasons he was with them, they made it to 4 Stanley Cups or finals or conference finals, and then 1 Stanley Cup final in 14-15. So he knows how to create teams based off of, I think, of his experience and what kind of leader he is. He sees that talent.
Well, he's had the experience. So besides being a player, I know that people can argue that just because you're a player doesn't mean you're going to be good in the office or
Which
good.
Is true. I mean,
that's not exactly what it means. But he has spent from retiring till now getting a resume of being general manager, of leading teams, not just being general manager, leading teams to success.
Right.
You know, like you said, the Canadian national team, Olympics, Tampa Bay since 2010. So he was named their GM in 2010, and since then they've been Cup contenders. They, apart from this recent holy cow, what happened, and and that's not because he left or anything.
No, that's on the team.
There's so much more
on the team.
To losing in a playoff. But anyway,
but I digress.
But he's been a part of winning. It's in his blood, honestly. I mean, he's proven it.
He's the captain.
He's the captain. I don't know what else we got to say.
Really all you can do to summarize it. But that being said, it's huge for Detroit because everyone's been a little frustrated, obviously, in this developmental role. And it's been said that Holland's been working on this for months, getting Stevie in kind of under the table. And there's been a lot of rumors. But now that it's actually solidified, people are just over the moon because they know he's a man of action. He's going to make it happen. It might be painful at times, but he's going to make it happen.
But I also feel like he and Ken Holland are very similar in the it's going to take time.
Trust the process.
It is. Yeah. I mean, if you watch his press conference, he says it's going to take time. It's still, just because he is this amazing guy who's been involved in the Red Wings since the beginning of his career, it's still going to take time. But I feel like Red Wings fans trust him, which is important.
Yes.
And I feel like the organization, I think it's going to attract a lot of players from different teams because they're going to want to be a part of it because this is going to be a historic rebuild.
It was interesting. I was just reading a stat this morning that he drafts primarily out of the CHL. So we're going to probably end up seeing a lot of Canadian players, not a whole lot of Euros, but that's completely fine, because if he knows that's where the talent comes from, I mean, look at Tampa. Look what was created there. Obviously, Kucherov isn't Canadian, but
and I think that he's going to work really well with it. He's a forward thinker. He is just going to get.
Is that a pun?
He's a forward, but he's going to do a great job. And if we all can just trust the system, trust the process, I think that's going to be great. And if in a year it's still not where you think it is, it's not It's not Steve's fault. It's not. No. It's just there's so much to a rebuild, and I know we all know this, but we just wanted to give a background of Steve Yzerman and kind of his resume. And if you haven't seen any of the cups that he's won, go and watch those old games.
Yes. Was it the 96-97 one? It was their first one, and it was their first one in a long time. They've waited so long for a cup.
It takes time. He was drafted in 83. He didn't get a cup until
it was 96, 97.
96.
That's a long time.
Hey guys, look that's a while. So, I mean, star drafts or not, it takes time. Mm-hmm. So, great news is the Red Wings can welcome Captain Steve Yzerman back to Detroit, and we can all sit back and watch the great plan unfold.
Oh, so
keep watching. Keep watching for updates. The Grand Rapids Griffins are in the playoffs currently.
Yes.
Their games are streaming on WatchAHL.com. Please watch them.
They're only $25 for the whole playoffs. So we're not sponsored by this. We're just super pumped.
We just love it. So go watch it. And then, why wouldn't you watch that? Just go. It's awesome.
Do it.
Keep up with them. They're the future of the Red Wings. You know that we've got so many guys on that team that everybody's watching. But yeah. So keep watching that. Keep watching our videos. Share this. Welcome home, Steve Yzerman,
my captain.